Mr. Chair, I would just like to proceed or continue my interpellation in the second hearing for COA. Kasi in the last hearing, COA, Attorney Camora, are you? Yes. Kayo po ang sumagot nung tinanong ko kung yung confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President were liquidated in accordance with the protocol provided for by the Joint Circular. Kayo po ang sumagot doon, di po ba? At sinabi po ninyo na the liquidation was done in accordance with the protocol provided by the circular. Totoo po ba yan?
Attorney Camora.
That is true po.
That is true.
Mr. Chair.
Okay. And kayo po ba ay sumasang-ayon sa akin na yung liquidation is merely a documentary checklist and does not actually show that the expenses are actually reasonable or even true? Would you agree with that?
I would have to agree, Mr. Chair.
Pakiulit po.
Agree po, it's documentary. It's.
Do you agree with my statement, Madam?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And would you agree also that the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President are public funds?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And would you agree that COA, or the Commission on Audit, your agency, is the agency or government agency which is supposed to be the guardian to see to it that public funds are spent properly? Would you agree with that also?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Now, since you have stated that the Office of the Vice President liquidated its confidential funds required under Joint Circular, would you also agree with me that the accomplishment report provided by the Office of the Vice President were 100% implemented?
Mr. Chair, what do you mean by 100% implemented po?
Na-implement ba yung pag-liquidate ng amount of 125 million as confidential fund of the Office of the Vice President?
Yes, Mr. Chair, the entire 125 million was liquidated.
And would you agree with me that the documentary pieces of evidence submitted by the Office of the Vice President were merely acknowledgement receipts? Would you agree with me?
The documentary evidence of payment, yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, and could you give me the specifics insofar as the acknowledgement receipts submitted for the expenses insofar as the confidential fund of the OVP is concerned? Could you give us how much is for the rental of safe houses? How much would be the amount for purchase of information? Do we have the number of acknowledgement receipts submitted by the OVP?
For what account, Mr. Chair?
Rental of safe houses?
For rental for the period fourth quarter 2022 po.
Yes.
It's 16 million po, Mr. Chair.
Rental of safe houses.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
The rental is for 11 days? Would you agree with me?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Since the accomplishment report
Pursuant to
provides-
the accomplishment report, yung amount for the rental of safe houses were paid for 11 days.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. How about, and how many acknowledgement receipts were submitted for this?
Mr. Chair, for rental of safe houses, we received 34 acknowledgement receipts.
How about for transportation expense? What was the amount and the number of acknowledgement receipts submitted for its liquidation?
For transportation, it's 10 million, and the number of recipients is 72.
72 acknowledgement receipts.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, for the purchase of information, the same requirement?
Mr. Chair,
magkano po yung sa purchase of information?
for the purchase of information based on the documentary evidence of payment, it's 14 million, and the number of recipients is 142, Mr. Chair.
Okay. And there are two items for rewards, for medicine and various goods. Tama po.
Mr. Chair, there are actually three.
Three?
It's payment of reward medicines, and payment of reward various goods.
What would be the amount allotted for each of the three?
Based on the documentary evidence of payment, for payment of reward, it was 10,050,000.
For medicines yun?
For reward lang.
For reward lang. 10 million?
50,000.
Okay.
For the payment of reward medicines, it's 24,930,000.
And for the third?
And for the payment of reward various goods, it's 34,857,000, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Comsec, pwede po bang pakita natin yung sample ng acknowledgement receipt for the payment of rental of safe houses? Nakikita nyo, Attorney Camora, yung sample o yung actual acknowledgement receipt na sinabit ng OVP with the names, shall we say, not shown because of confidentiality. Tama po ba ito?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Is there an acknowledgement receipt which acknowledge the amount of 500,000 pesos for the payment of rental of safe house?
I will check, Your Honor. Mr. Chair, may I ask a question again?
Meron po bang acknowledgement receipt amounting to 500,000 for the payment of rental of safe house?
Meron po, Mr. Chair.
Para sa isang safe house lang ito?
We have no information, Mr. Chair. What we know is para sa isang recipient nung yung money paid po.
If I asked you the question, yung 500,000 ba yun for 11 days or for 1 day?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ano po ang yes? 1 day or 11 days?
Since the accomplishment report says December 21 to 31, we think it's 11 days.